good afternoon, or good evening. It all depends to the time we get this edition of Focus on Marampa. Me really bring you this edition of Focus on Marampa. My name is Ibrahim Habibatu Soronka, but fondly then they call me Alaji Kavani. Today with me I get the CDC chairman, the community development chairman Marampa, on this Focus on Marampa session. And go greet Fambul and go tell Fambul the official name.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on which side of the day we listen this program. And me Foday Sakida Kabia, the chairman of the Community Development Committee for Marampa and Foday MML.
Now, today, you the status where you the handle don't become one of the biggest controversial status then, because now status where they deal with funds. How you don't they manage for sail through the pressures which surround this particular office?
Thank you very much, Palaji. In the first place, I want for their family to know say the CDC, the chairman of the CDC, now office we established by an act of parliament. Not to office we not just ordinary office. So a parliament now pass on as an act, send them to NMA and NMA make the regulations for implement how the CDC for work. And when I take up office, then give me an handbook where the agreement day, where like the constitution of the CDC, where they help you for govern how you will go about the funds of the CDF. The CDF is the fund, the name of the fund, the Community Development Fund, and the CDC is the committee in the Community Development Committee. So you get this handbook with an engine we now they use for make sure say I use them for the purpose we are meant for. And when I take up office, the first thing I try to make sure say I set up committees, because the whole CDC, the membership of the entire CDC, will be just 10. And 10 members will not be enough for run or for develop this community. I thought it fit say before bringing other players in. Let's make a set of committees then, so that we can bring in professionals within the community, we not just CDC members, for can help we develop the community.
So bringing in the professionals then for can help cushion or for can help push the mandate of the community development fund within the CDF. Now one part of the strategies then we apply for overcome the pressure on the office.
Of course, that's one of the strategies then, and it works successfully.
Okay. So
you find out for say I get about 3 to 4 committees, the one they set. You get an infrastructure committee, we are bringing the CAFAL engineers. We all are base engineers then, where they all are born of Losa, they attend graduate, some go overseas, they get training there, some from Foday College, where they do all the infrastructures, the buildings them, roads, and then they do the designs, and then they do the BOQs, and then they monitor and supervise them.
So that now one strategic way where you put for CC, you overcome the pressure within the confines of the office. So somebody out there might want to ask that you being in this office, is there a time frame for you existing, or it is a lifelong thing?
No, there is a time frame. There is a time frame. According to the 2009 Act, 4 years. But when you come to the 2000, because there are 2 acts there. You get the first act when in 2009 we established that. But when a change of government comes, 2022, there is another act we can, we repair the 2009 Act. We call for 5 years.
So your term of office now 5 years?
It is between 4 and 5 years. It depends now on how NMA get for interpreter. We're waiting for NMA to review, because we still work on the 2009, but there is a review where it's supposed to not take place, where we focus on work on the 2022 23 Act, we can repeal the 2009 Act.
So being in this office, which are some of the successes then where you don't record, what we could be projected at?
Well, so many of them, and let me first of all start with education. Because when we take up office, me, I believe, say, the key to success of any nations is education. So I give education a priority. And that make the first money we then give me as CDC, we then 500,000 new loans, we then sell from the scrap metal. Now the first money that they will then give me as a CDC. When we call the committee, the youth chairman by then do a very solid presentation on education. When we back out, and most of the committee members they back up, and we start a program where we call Take the Youth from the Streets.
Take the youth from the streets.
So we go now all the ghettos, all the entire bases along this area. We pull most of the Babole we did it. We go to the villages and send some vocational, those with requirement to go to universities, we send them to universities.
Okay.
That's when we will be able to get for the vocational, we will get about 150 Babole. We will be able to carry those vocational, where most of them don't graduate in different fields. And then we carry the other one and go university. We some of them will graduate this year, and the balance will graduate as the years that we go.
So, Chairman, the education aspects, now one part you big milestone where you don't want we take up this office as education are the key to every development. But on the side of the community, they say the award of them particular scholarships they are not be they go down well with most community people. As people they say, then they award them scholarship here to picking them way not to born of Marampa based on influence. How true is that?
That is not true. But that's make I tell you say and make sure say I set up committees. And this one in the education, I get an education committee wherein I bring in people like Ahmed Adakwa. We're not a member of the CDC, but as somebody we born in this area, now somebody we teach in this area, now somebody we don't be a principal in one of the universities there, the BSK and the local branch. I bring a commission. I bring person like Pamowe, when a retired teacher, now Edu, back up with Mr. Suave, back up with Conscience, with Foday, with the youth leader, back up with the Boomer. Then we get community representative like Energy. We get other one there, a man who go to the villages. Now all the way constitute the education committee. Now they interview them here.
So now they put we get like you say, then people are all combined, then get certain threshold, then we make any between them get scholarship.
They make sure say they check them here for no say one thing where I want to let people they know. The condition of the scholarship is you for born and losar. You mama for born and losar. You papa for born and losar. And then you the picking back for born and losar. So you see, if you don't get if your papa not born here, so tell your mama go born here. If your mama not born here, so tell you go born here. So that it is. So it can be say like me or sister picking. Naya and mama born. But you don't go marry, let us say Makini. But because Naya and mama born, you can write to the scholarship. So if they go Giam, so there's some people don't say, now Foday Sakida and sister in picking this. Although me not fall in that group day. Right? So but that's the thing they happen. We get some of our sisters there, we la Kabia, some of sisters there, we la Bangura, some when I born those women there. But they don't go marry. Not every woman who married outside, say like McKinney, say like Freetown, Iyeri, and good thing in town. They go can't meet in Gola there, cry to in Gola there, say, hey bro, I am saying that they give scholarship, they picking them, yo, we are on the help, it's not fine for me and man. You want to say that picking don't qualify for the scholarship?
Of course, they qualify based on which one.
Of course, that can be advertised.
Okay. So, Chair, one of the huge success way this community don't see you make in your leadership now that countless projects them under the CDC don't be showcased, and most of them project they are going to give a facelift to Marampa as the chiefdom. Today, most of the people and we don't come up from this chiefdom, they envy the development and we don't showcase. But one challenge, we mostly they come at the award of contract. Is there a procedure where CDC delay in how then they award the contracts then on most of them things there?
Of course.
So can you please take us to how they awarded contracts?
Of course. When we take off office, I always talk and say, this is Marampa business. This the people of Marampa for benefit. The people of Luther for benefit. So what do? We put now the advertisement clause that having an office space in Luther is an added advantage to the contractor. So this they make the contractors there, we born of Luther, we get offices there in Luther, dominates the other contractors that we can work outside. Then we can find out to see all the contractors are Luther. All the projects that we implement, all the contractors get connection with Luther.
So how waiting on the chain on how then they give them contracts?
Yeah, but we go through the normal procedure. We send out our advertisements.
Okay.
Because it is stated in the agreement with Intervie that you should make sure we follow procurement procedures.
Okay.
Without procurement procedures, for anything we do, that's fake.
Okay.
And these are some of the challenges where they bring the delay. Because when you talk about procurement procedures, it involves time. It involves a lot of bureaucracy. For example, when they advertise, when we put the adverts at 28 days in the mature. After 28 days, that's almost 1 month, income of one summer. Then we get what we call a bid opening. And when we open this bid to all the contractors that we will apply, we get at them all, we invite anti-corruption from Kutroko, we're in our regional headquarters. We invite NPP. Unfortunately for now, although our region, we get this with Northwest region, but we don't get NPP here. Now for McKinney, they come out. We invite them. We invite members of the public. The contractors, of course, they all get representatively. Then key stakeholders and everybody, the media, we invite everybody. Now, an open table, what we do? We start with the open bid. We give the show, say, oh, this contractor apply. Oh, this contractor apply. Now, when we don't open these bids in the face of the public, we gather all the bids here, we lock them in one box. And then we go to the next stage. Now, after that bid opening day, it might take 1 or 2 weeks because the PO get for make sure it's all in place. Then you go to the next stage, we call the evaluation stage. Wherein they go check the documents of their contractor one by one. Because they ask them for different documents. I think say up to 10 or 12. You get NACIS, you get protocol district council registration, national registration, NRE, performance bond. You name them, but that's the area of the procurement officers. We set up what they call an evaluation committee. We comprise of about 9 to 10 people. You get a procurement officer, we then are the secretary to that committee. Then you get the engineers, the engineer get for DD. Then you get a key stakeholder in the community who you invite for the DD, for see how their procedure has to go. Then you get the mines, they get a representatively. Then you get the accountants, they did it for check figures. Now the members in this way, it's
so now all of this somebody they pass through before ever
after that evaluation they will take maybe 2 days or 3 days based on the number of contractors because they have to deal with every contractor. Then get another report day, then maybe after 1 or 2 weeks, then get another report day, the PO will sit down, they build up that report day, maybe after another 1 or 2 weeks, it can go to another committee, what we call the award committee. In that award committee, I am the chairman, the paramount chief is there, a representative from NME, a representative from the mines, and then number 5, me, NME, the mines, the paramount chief, and then I think one more person, the PO.
So these are the 5 people in that final stage.
Yes.
After
the PO,
all
this
now,
the PO they can present to we how they manage to Alaji Cavani get this contract. They go show me stage by stage what he make Sakida no get the contract. Wetin make Bengali no get the contract? Now certain documents where Alhaji Cavani gets edge over Sakida. Now certain documents Alhaji Cavani gets edge over Benjamin. Now we as professionals will recommend that based on all what we don't see, we recommend say Alhaji Cavani is the suited person.
So, in other words, for we they say the award of contracts just based on waiting the chairman feel or waiting the chairman imagine. Now, whether the chairman want give, mind the give, then they consult community stakeholders. This not the process where everything they pass through before ever they award a contract. And the award of the contract is not in the hands of the chairman alone. It has to do with different stages based on the recommendations we then put na the document. All right. So now, looking at that as one angle, we already don't look at quick one. Now we don't see the accomplishment of a host of projects under your leadership, na the CDC. But somebody might want to ask, waiting at the actual delay in the accomplishment of one of the biggest projects where the facelift of Marampa, where the clock tower, and the official handing over of the town hall, where a recreational youth center, where people don't see the beauty and don't become so much eager for gain access. Waiting actually don't stop the accessibility of the clock of the town hall and the completion of the clock tower.
This is a very good question. Like for the town hall, let me come first to the town hall. What happened? The engineers that were in Kafar, we designed the place for we not do a complete design of the place.
You're not doing complete design?
Yes, because why I talk so say not complete? Because they designed the hall, they left the French house. And then me and one somebody where you talk of entertainment in this community around then 2005, 2006. I mean that the first person we buy sets in this town. We begin to be used for play. So I know the challenge within the hall. This one we don't complete from last year around then July to August. How we not complete? If actually we will my you out. But I can't look the way I would not complete this hall, the way I would not try for modernizer. If we left us so be the community will face a lot of challenges. One main challenge with the community for first a generator. Because now they all get a submersive, a unity and submersive. We get 15,000 liters tank, 5,000, 3. With the flow of water, and we make sure say 24-hour water they run at the toilet there. We get about 14 toilets there, and 14 or 16 toilets. Because we get here about 12, we get at the DJ booth 1, we get the DJ booth 1, we get at the dressing room 2, then up back 2, about 15 to 16 toilets. So we make sure they get water. And meeting the bigger water, a generator, in one area. Then we get about 25 fans they moved up, ceiling fans, 25. We did it right now as I speak to you. And then we get about 5 air conditions. Nobody know the way they rent generator and sorry, I pass 5 kV. You know that. So we left out to the community. Generator no day where they were able to rent for put on that place there.
For give them the complete package of
facility. So I thought it wise and engage the power agency. Look, waiting to happen. Let us go back to the steering committee and request for these items.
So now make the request officially to the steering committee.
It has been approved. It has been approved, and I want for us, and also the fence and the gates.
Everything has been approved.
Everything has been approved. I want to assure you, say, if you're not to this war, we make cement price don't go up, and with all that, I engage the engineers. If I want to accommodate now, when I see sand, when I see stones, when I see everything there, now the first one to make sure, say, if I go high, because everybody not begin job in the car inside, and don't begin the concert for play. So one for change the fence, one for broker. That's all is about 70 years old. That fence don't cook any low. So now one for get a very high fence, we get barbed wire, then we get maybe bottles and barbed wire right round, and then we get 2 fine gates there. Then after that, we get a brand new 25 to 30 kVA generator. We don't try for purchase right now, it's on the way coming. And then we get 400 more than chairs. Then we get about 14 straight chairs. So that a complete package, I want to make sure the people of Marampa get. So when we hand over to the chiefdom have a whole package. You don't get nothing we get for straight for. Whether line manager or they hand over to any management, anything you want to do, like you bag in the boot or like close to the boot.
So you don't get anything.
You don't get anything way for say at the moment chair, at the moment everything is set. So that don't bring some delay, and I want to assure people and say between the next 2-3 months, we will not finish up with that because everything has been approved, and we will make sure so we don't order, and they are on the way coming.
So coming to the clock tower.
The clock tower now, if you watch internally, the clock tower don't almost finish. This clock tower will not finish sometime around the same time in town hall. But arguments can be within the community, some of we, and even the minds. So people they say the original design of the clock tower is to plaster it. You plaster it and paint it. If you watch down, the contractor will not even begin plaster. But community people say, community Marampa Chief say, all the clock towers in this country are China and China. Then people from the diaspora say, oh no, but China are not a good fashion. Nothing we get for the change. Like every year or 2, 3, 4 years, the close number they will change that. Other arguments they say, oh, we put time after some time, then time the people will come out. And when you come out, when you go back for go get that same time, maybe you don't go get it again. So this was the challenge. We did Panama until November last year. Then finally, I called a general meeting back. We said we go argue, we put her into vote. The Thailand nominates.
See them for Thailand.
We have already paid the contractor. At any time from now, between the next 1 or 2 months, this place is completely tied with 15-year conditions and a new brown generator.
So, as any time from now, specifically for the chairman, within 3 months, I can say.
Of course, by June, this place will be completely finished. And also, it will get the state of the art furniture, which will be one of the best offices in the provinces.
Well, that nothing. We don't get them now from the office mouth that the delay was due to the.
Of course, you can see internally we have already finished inside. You can see the motor don't fix, they don't paint, they don't fix light, they don't fix toilets, they don't do everything. The only thing we left for me are the outside for Thailand.
So, Chairman, another issue again where the community will let forget a clarity on. Congratulations first for CC, the CDC total facelift. Na Lonsa we make today even people who may apply along the highway always will be proud of the kind beauty we then see in the solar street light project. This now be one big one where they give a big kudos to your leadership. But another side, go to look at the village solarization project. The last time we see you were behind the contractors pushing up the energy, pushing up for CC, the people and get waiting and deserve. How far is it with the world solarization project?
It's now, then they now, as I speak to you, you can ask other bloggers that we don't do there. Right now, the NEPA renovates them. I don't make sure say the last time you go in interview a set of new let's say batteries and well equipment and with the carriage. Now the NEPA install them. And as they install them and they get a feedback that everything is perfect. Everything is going smooth.
So within the shortest
possible time, that one again is going to be fixed. And then we're going to hold meeting with the community people because one other challenge we will be faced, say anything we give people in free, they tend for use and correctly. So we try now to make sure say once we are not getting any feedback here from the villages and themselves, say the system done okay, we go in our own meeting with them and we hand over the project to them and maybe we will see how if in a small thing, they pay CDC, then we'll set up committees then we are in, then we pay small thing, minimum fees, with them with the control. So that at the end of the day, these things will be able for sustainable. Not to all tell CDC. We don't know their mindset, anything can happen. So but we've got a system, we are in, maybe they pay like 5 €, 10 € for a month, and these monies are going to be managed by themselves. So if it's in our battery done, But the warranty of all what you will do is not less than 5 years. Including even the street lights. The warranty we will get now we document is 5 years.
So another thing again where society they look at regarding the CDC. Now the delay where it take for them get money or get funds from moving in the rights and project to an extent that the society don't perceive the CDC and its old leadership for being mumu. In other words, like CDC just hold the cow, now MML hold the rope, and this now one of the biggest things where society bitter about. What you know you say towards that?
Well, to some extent, what should it be? One thing where the act say, now MML, now they give this money, and because they give this money, now they actually they report on this money to government. Now they make every year they hold it to. All what we do. Now they make sure say anything. They make sure say they check thoroughly. Maybe the checking, now you can bring the back and forth between me and them. The fact of the matter, that the checking. Like I remember at one time we started the project here, the town and the clock tower. A clause we made by the agreement where the contractors they don't know. Because by then, not to get a procurement officer, na council procurement officer will be put. They get one clause where they put by the agreement then, where they call advance payment guarantee, with an APG. The first payment will they pay the contractors up till now, will not they pay the money directly to the contractor. We are paying this money to the bank. Now the bank, now they can start make shorty. Now the bank, now they can say, well, now give this person this money. If you don't do this work, now that first 30% will they pay. That one day they did the contractor the tough time for them to get it. Because now only when the document don't reach to the mines, at the time the mines call me and say, like, inform the contractors and say, therefore give me an APG 1%. By the time the contractors will go to finish for their APG. And that's where they take time. Some banks, the conditions they will not fine for the contractors. Some banks, the conditions they fine. So it takes some time, like a month or two, before we get those APGs. And when we get those APGs, we send them, then pay the money. And then after that, we get what we call IPC, that are entry payment certificates. Now, based on that entry payment certificate, we can pay now. Like for example, when the contractor don't work 30%, they don't add it until like 10 or 20%. The engineers that they measure based on the BOQ, what we call the BOQ, the bill of quantity, and what you do. Now, based on that one, the engineers that they measure the work we don't do. Let us see the amount of money we actually don't spend. Deduct 30%, the difference, they can't we prepare that APC, IPC, the engineers that they prepare and they account they assign them, we send them to the mines. The mines just have to want their own engineers for come back, for can satisfy what we they send to them if not true.
So this is
of course, and this year they bring the delay. When we say this is the facts, I don't even care them go NNA. They know. Say no, the bureaucracy is too much. If we don't send, we make sure say as we send as quick as possible, we get to the engineers then. So, but this being said now, that don't they slow down. As soon as we send, they make sure say they send their own engineers. They can't check. We IPC will be sent to them because now I think we they check. Because it is by percentages. Maybe concrete works, how many percent will the contractor will do? Doors and windows, how many percent? Floor, how many percent? Plumbing, how many percent? Electrical, how many percent? They are all they calculate. This is a professional level. Okay. That way make you just follow up.
All right.
As a chairman.
So that's now one thing we don't get anywhere out clear now. Looking at all of the great things, then you don't take up the great project, then we don't give a facelift to Marampa. Somebody might want to ask, when are the expected date of the next 1% payment?
It don't due. The fact of the matter is it don't due.
This competition geared towards creating a platform where people will develop confidence in articulating issues, that affect their community.
At the BSK,
next generation of orators spelling bee competition.
This all auspicious event will take place on the 26th of April 2026 at the newly renovated Salsion Pool, Lonsar Mabesene. This all important event is sponsored by the CEO of the BK and the BSK group of companies, Dr. Bernadette Sanko Kamara.
But with the new procedures now, protocols, I don't know. I don't want to be getting involved. And the CCA, they will always make sure they will wait for the president.
I want to ask that one question. You know, each time on the floor, then we set. So that answer will be answer back. Every first quarter, they don't do.
They don't do.
So ask that question back on, pick up from there.
Okay. So now, with all of the great projects that we accomplish, now the community might be wanting to know when then they expect the next 1% from Marampa Mines.
Now they told me so. It will not do for them to pay me back because according to the act and the regulation, now every 3 months. But I don't know if it's a policy, and the president usually can present to the communities. So they can always tell me, say, forget the president, or make an appointment with the president, so they give them time. So they will wait when the president will be available, so they can make an answer.
So that might just like a national policy.
Well, I don't know if it's a policy, but what it did that the documents now tell you so that the first quarter of every year, and it's supposed to pay.
So, Chairman, with all of the huge successes where you don't make, what's one of the biggest challenge you ever faced in your office?
The attitude of one brother, they always try for the fact of the matter. Because as I tell you initially, I want to make sure say this money benefits the Lunsa community. But the fact of the matter is, we Lunsa brother they draw as
that the contractors coming from home, when they give preference, you want to
preference because we want to make sure say the benefits come up from the Lunsa brothers. So the fact of the matter is that they will delay the people that don't see waiting past this.
So had it not been the attitude of that giving back to your home, that's to like empower the contractors from home, had it not been the side effect they get from the brothers then?
Of course.
Marampa don't see past this.
Of course, they don't see past this. Even the solar light road they celebrate. This, to the fact of the matter is, the contract for not themselves.
Before this time?
Of course. We pay them August, and this is 6-month contract. And what even bring the delay, and let me just explain that part again, please, Mr. Kavani. We get a suspension from enemy.
Okay.
They suspend all CDC activities.
Sure. That was a national one.
Of course. Up to this time, no new project or anything. All old projects that we try to implement. And when we make a delegation, me and the Marampa Chiefdom, they tell me, say, well, the contractor, because we may not make sure, say, before the money they come, we will not do all things. Before President Kaya, February, we make and give that money, we don't do everything. We don't advertise, we don't identify contracts, we don't advertise, we don't do procurement procedures, we don't award contracts. All what we will do at the money, when President will come that 2025, the February, they put them don't give that money, by March we for not pay them. So we expect say by the end of 2024, is it 2025, by the end of 2025, if we don't finish up with the project. So, but enemy can suspend me. Now only sometime around April, May to June, now we make a delegation after we don't plead. Me and the Marampa Chiefdom go direct to the director, now enemy, and we tell and say, Pa, now put you into problems. We the contractor not to build contracts here. These are contracts that we will not already do. We don't award the contract, and if you don't award the policy contract, if you don't continue with the contract, it involves cost. Because all the documents they will fend show for can bid, for can compete, it costs money. At the end of the day, they will sue you, claim you. So there's a series in the NSOL. Then one day they don't do, we go about to them. So it was around August, July to be specific. July, I think 27th of July, now we pay them. Okay. So by July, August, September, October, November, December, at least January for don't finish. But you know, where everybody, business people, they look for more profit. You understand? Eh? Everybody want to go China and go buy and make sure say they come back, at least make some profit. You understand? Eh? Bring the delay. Like the agricultural equipment. Up till now, we not receive. I get a whole agricultural package. If the people of Marampa see that package, they will know say yes, now a sober-minded chairman and get ready for push this community go before.
So it's all delaying because then contracts and they didn't give them to bond them off loan, sir.
Well, to some extent, because maybe sometimes if
another person you
sometimes they're not going to take because they're not going to take that chance day. You understand? Maybe that chance they just want to take. Or because just imagine you pay somebody give money 50% of the total cost from August. And now up till now that person don't have that. It's frustrating,
so
it stress me, you know, I am fed up, I am pissed, honestly speaking.
So Chair, having looked at the biggest challenge where you don't face where the audience they don't listen to, in summary, waiting at the total success we do accumulate in this office?
Well, huge to some extent because I don't give over 1,000 scholarships.
Yeah,
1,050 scholarships now.
Okay.
And then now you look, most of them picking and most of the graduation were attend like University, the CDC beneficiary in the job.
Okay.
And picking and if you're not to CDC, I don't see the money for don't get
things should have been difficult for them.
And then you make the statement ready. You go union check now, now the student can come first. Yeah. You go central 991. Now the beneficiaries and a job. So to me, it's a job. You come Marines most of the people the way we don't graduate today. Some they work on the mines. Even St. Joseph, but the way they walk around. It's a joy to me. Yeah. You left you think of Marampa Stars. Now Marampa Stars almost don't go to Premier level. Now the support we CDC there.
Because they were struggling.
They were struggling. Money not be there for the club.
And they cried out.
And the money not be there for pay players. But from the moment we give them that 500,000, the club begin for cow. The club begin. You can testify that. And now I think say even tomorrow, the next game they go play in Freetown or next week, they go play Blackpool. Yeah. So Marampa Stars is coming up. Because of the support in CDC they give them.
So the lost glory of Marampa Stars has been revived.
Of course,
because of the support
of the CDC. Of course, yes.
Okay.
You can ask the officers then, they will tell you say that is true. We left the evening Foday Sakida. We get an orphanage, we get together people picking them, we they struggle around and poor picking them, we don't get mama, papa. We support them, look the picking them.
The development initiative for orphan children in need.
Of course, we support them. It's enough cash and the picking them, they do well. You see, the blind people, every year they make sure they give them food items. You see? So all these are successful stories. You see, if you don't follow the delay of the agricultural machines, then like that for not we go na be farm. You see, and just as I tell you, say I set up committees, and one of the committee member we that was born, but in based in Nigeria because I'm an agricultural professor. He's a specialist in agriculture. I think say the plant they do, but based in Nigeria. We call him Adaska. Matthew and Bishop Tawawali. Now Ochundu, Kadi Councilor, my uncle. Is a member of my agricultural committee. I make a member, I talk to her, I tell her, say, Koto, this is an opportunity for we, this is your township, money day, please come and join me. Then we push the agriculture in this community. We welcome the idea. In fact, now he designed the agriculture. We will try for implement so now. He designed it. And he's coming next month with some other experts then from Nairobi. Yeah, they come with them, now we'll see them. And they come with a brand of animals then. We let them come for car help, for let them push up the animal husbandry in Marampa.
So, Chairman, looking at your success story in terms of education, infrastructure, agriculture, electricity, with all of this package, which you plan as you almost stay towards the end of the term of office, which you plan for the next time?
Well, really, I'm willing to give another chance because once we are on this development track, one thing I want to assure people there, on or before the end of this year, all these projects will be finished. All these projects will be finished. I will make sure we finish them before the end of the year, and people will begin enjoy them and begin celebrate them. And then we come up with a new package, like the domestic electrification of houses. That's one of the main packages now. I don't get partners in. I don't involve. They don't carry.
For ensure, say the old looks are
Of course, we get 24 hours. We constantly deal with the engagement. We don't get Chinese team them. People they know. Go to NP, they will tell you, see, then partners in don't come. They don't study with infrastructure now on energy. They don't study with environment. They don't locate places there. So that project in any day, if you then give me the opportunity back, I will make sure I implement them. And then when they think of the street walks, and then like this agriculture, now full phase. It's just the first phase now they try for implement soon. So if I continue, right, and I may bring in them people here, I feel say the people are going to be more comfortable for work with me because I may identify them. I may then believe say that we will work with because I may recognize them. So that we will continue for implement the other three phases. We will make sure say Marampa be the bread basket of Sierra Leone.
Well, Fambul, that's now the chairman of the Community Development Committee. We give you a rundown on that particular one. But Chair, finally, before you go, people might want to know: is there some cash? Is there some funds remaining on waiting that they don't pay? Are there more funds, or have we exhausted those?
No, funds today. Most of them we have committed them to projects, but we will not pay much it.
Okay.
We will not pay much. You understand? Because just as I tell you, the contract on the next day. The agricultural man are 50% to the area. We still get 50% for them. Okay. Even the solar lights, we don't give them about 50 or 60%. You understand? We still get for them more money. Even the markets, they say if we don't give them 30%, we still get about 70% for them. Even NYR, this clock tower will do so. But that the old money, you understand? That first money, okay. We still get some money for them. Even the town hall, okay. You understand? And the old money, go get what we call retention.
Okay.
With the old money, with the watch, let me see how the thing go. Contain something go broke, contain something go spoil, contain something go damage. Now that money go they use. But after 6, 7, 8 months, we don't see nothing happen. Then we give you your money.
All right. So, from that now, the chairman.
So money still there. We get enough money, and in fact now we try for pay for the next set of scholarships then for 2026. So that money is still there.
The money is still there, and we get enough money, and we all forget money very soon as it don't do for the MML pay another 1%. That might be the chairman of the Community Development Committee, Marampa and Mafoki, Mr. Alhaji Foday Sakida Kabia will be host on Focus on Marampa. We will be bringing this one, Mina Alhaji Kavani, Ibrahim Kambibatu, Thoronka officially to meet again for another edition of Focus on Marampa. Now, so we drop the curtain raiser for this. In case you get any further question, you will get future engagements with this chairman, as you always be available for respond and give clarity on issues where they surround the Community Development Committee, as he always there for serve in people and he wants to see and people and get joy in office. More importantly, and they ask for one more chance because in one say all with you don't start, continue, and he wants to see Marampa get a total facelift. Bye bye.